Welcome to Boditree Pilates and Healing. My name is Risa Mathews, and today's class is all about neck pain. I'm here to help you manage your pain so you can live without it. What you need to do is learn what tools, what movements will help you, and do them often, do them daily. So today's program is going to be about 20 to 30 minutes of stretches, releases, and exercise that will help you manage neck pain, regardless if it was caused from whiplash, or you have a scoliosis, or you just have bad posture, or you have a kyphosis, or you spend too much time seated. Your body needs support. And the cause often doesn't have to do with the way you resolve it when it comes to muscles. Muscles move bones. So when the bones are poorly aligned, we need to address the muscular system. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the weight of the head. It's 40 pounds. Every inch the head goes forward, it's an additional weight. So we've got to get the head over top of the spine. The idea of plumbing up your joints, head over shoulders, over ribs, over hips, over knees, over feet, is very relevant to this discussion. So the first thing that you need to do is try to explore what that feels and looks like. And if you look in the mirror and you turn and you see your head forward, you need to get your head back. A lot of the times there's a lot of tension in the chest because of what we're not doing in life. We're not climbing trees to get our fruit. We're not squatting and harvesting the earth to get our food. The muscles of our armpits are fatigued and atrophied. The muscles of our joints are not as pliable as they might have been 100 years ago. The first thing you're going to do is find a wall and bend your arm. You're going to put your hand and your elbow on the wall, and you're going to make sure that you're facing in line with it. You're not in front of your leg or behind, or your arm or behind it. You're in line with it. And just from here, push your hand and elbow into the wall and simply turn your head. If you feel tension, that means that you need that stretch. I don't feel anything when I do that. The next step up would be to straighten the arm, put the hand on the wall, and then turn your body. And then you'll feel a fairly significant stretch through the pec right into the armpit. If I go to my other side, I feel a bit more on this side because I'm left dominant, I'm left-handed, but when I go to this, I really feel that stretch. So that's something you could do at work. You could do that anywhere in life that you are comfortable putting your hand on the wall. But in doing so, you've just opened up your scapula. You've opened up your shoulder blades. You've opened up, your scapula is your shoulder blades. You've opened up your collarbone, getting the shoulders back under the ears. So the number one thing that I like to do for people with neck pain is teach them candle stretch, and that's the second thing you're going to do. You're going to take your arms up, and you can either clasp your wrists together and interlace your thumbs. The important thing is to get your arms behind your ears. This is not candle stretch. This is not candle stretch. Candle stretch must be with the arms behind the ears. Now, there's a secondary level where you turn the palms and you wrap them together. That's my favorite candle stretch. And here you stay with your legs tight, tight together. Do not stand apart. Put it all together and reach and breathe. And you can do that with the other hand in front as well, right? So you'll do one arm in front and then the other. And the key here is that as you inhale and reach up, watch the rib cage now. Exhale. The ribs pull down. That's tractioning everything away from the neck tension. Just take a look at the ribs. This is without doing anything. Here's with intentional breath. Breathing in. Watch the ribs. The core engages, pulling the ribs down, helping traction the collarbone. Practice your candle stretch. Try and hold it for 10 breaths. After that, walk around. You walk around your room to let the arms swing and see what you feel. That's level 2. The next thing to do is candle stretch on the floor. And if you cannot get your arms back, put pillows underneath them. If your arms are here, don't support them like this. Literally get pillows and place them under your arms. If your head is tilted back, you need a pillow under your head as well. This is candle stretch on the floor. You can wrap your hands or you can just relax. But what you're doing is stretching the side of your body. That will help release your neck. From there, you're going to pick one leg up, take your arms to the sides, and take that leg over and stretch your side on the diagonal. Turn your head away from the leg and try and get that arm down. What that looks like for the camera is I want you to look at the arm. We're releasing this side of your neck now. Trying to keep this arm and the shoulder blade down releases the neck. Okay, so that's the third thing. The first thing we did is the pec stretch, standing at the wall. The second thing we did was candle stretch, standing up. The third thing we did was candle stretch on the floor, followed by a side stretch. Now let's align the skull in line with the rib cage in what is called 4-point kneeling. People who often have neck pain will drop their heads down, and that's part of the problem, or they're looking at themselves. You need to get your head in line with your spine, not by lifting your chin up, but by seeing the top of your head as being in line with the vertebrae. Now, don't tuck, stick your bum out, push the tops of your feet down, and begin. Inhale, rock back. Exhale, rock forward. As you go forward, squeeze your butt. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. What you're doing in 4-point rocking is you're switching on the musculature of your armpit, which will help traction your neck. So how it works is that when we grip things with our fingertips, we have neck tension. When we grip with our palm, a good strong grip, like when you're lifting up something heavy, you don't go with your fingers, you go into your palm. It connects into the bottom of the arm, into the musculature of the armpit, and ties into your core. So by supporting your neck, you're actually working your core. Okay, so inhale, rock back. Exhale, rock forward. You're helping teach your shoulder blades and your ribs to communicate. We have 3 layers of muscles we need to deal with. We have the spine, we have the rib cage, and then we have the shoulder blades over top of that. All 3 need to stretch in order for the neck to be aligned. Let's get deeper into rib stretching to help release the neck. This comes from the Ron Fletcher repertoire called Ron's shoulder stretch. Inhale, push the arm up as high as you can go, pushing through the floor. Dive under, bend that elbow, and lay your head and shoulder down, and just stretch. Don't let the top arm collapse. Keep it up. And use it like a push-up to go back up. And notice how much further you can open the arm every time. The first time is limited. The second time often has greater range. And the more you practice, the more range you will get. That's the beauty of the body. Repetition will get you results. Breathe in, breathe out, dive under, stretch the shoulder blade, stretch the ribs, get a nice twist through the spine, and look at how far you can go on the final one. Take it down into child's pose, nose on the floor, elbows wide. Do not lift the arms, do not pull them back, do not put them behind you. Leave them out in front of you. Feel the traction. Now go forward a bit and release your chest. Think of someone pushing down here on your back, so you get a nice big release through your chest and your spine. Come back to 4-point kneeling, and you'll feel even further away from the floor. From here, if you want to, you can push up into a down dog stretch, looking at your knees. If this is too advanced for you, then what you'll do is take one leg out, keeping the head away. See? Even the teacher is at fault sometimes of not supporting the weight of the head. Okay. Next up is X press. This is such an important exercise. I'm going to go the other way because of the sound thing. So your arms are by your sides, your head is sideways. 2 inhales, 1 exhale. Hands stay heavy, legs hip width apart. Inhale, lift the spine up. Inhale, turn the head. Exhale, lower down. It sounds like this. Release the shoulders at the bottom. Inhale, inhale, exhale, 2, 3. Do that 8 times. You'll be quite amazed at how high you can go in that push, in the X-Press push. So from that point, you've learned how to extend your spine, which is so important. The ability to lift your spine up. But you must do it with breath. It can't just be lifted. You must breathe in, breathe in, breathe out. From here, put one hand under your forehead, grab your foot, and stretch your thighs. Now you're thinking, this is a class on neck pain. Why am I stretching my thigh? Because your body is a closed loop system, and whatever's happening in your feet is affecting your neck. Whatever's happening in your pelvis is affecting your neck. And most likely, what isn't happening in the pelvis is putting your neck out. I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. When you stretch your thighs lying down, you must push your pubic bone into the floor. You must get length here, so you're almost squeezing the butt to do that. In doing so, you're pulling your body like so, which is going to release your head, but your head is supported on the floor. It's a closed loop system. See your body as a ball. If one end of the ball rolls, it's going to pull the other end with it. Your body is that closed loop system. So you must stretch your hips out as well. Now, the favorite things that clients love for neck pain at Boditree involve lying on your side. For this one, you could have a pillow under your head, but for the one we're going to start with, you're going to have your arm under your head rather than your pillow, okay? And you're going to take the arm up to the air. You're in called seated bench, meaning you're not arching your back, you're in a straight spine. You're reaching your tail out, your abdominals are pulled in, and your knees and your feet are in one line. It's called bench. If I were to sit up, I'd be in a chair. So it's like you're tilting right over. And again, if this is uncomfortable, use a pillow in between your head and your arm. Take the arm up and take the palm facing back. We call this the cervical reset at Boditree. The first thing you're going to do is circle the arm, and the key is to keep the palm facing back. So you start with 4 arm circles, and they're quite big, and then you'll go the other direction. No specific breath for this, just breathe naturally. Now the palm pushes back, turn, push forward, turn, push back, turn, push forward 4 times, push, turn, push. And if you hear any clunking or rickety noises coming from your shoulder, aren't you lucky? Because you're changing things, you're loosening it up. Now take the shoulder and move it to the ear and the hip. I'm getting a lot of clunking on this side because this is my dominant side. So it's tight. And now we're going to go forward and back. Oop, palm back, forward and back. 3 and 4. Now, shoulder clock. Circle the shoulder around. Try not to move the arm while you do that. Keep the hand in spot and just move the shoulder and then the other direction. And now the key is to lie on your back with your arms at your sides, knees bent, hip width parallel. The arm you just worked is going to feel heavier and longer. The collarbone is going to be heavy. You would then take the arm back and go to the other side. And how that looks from the back, palm back, is we start with circles. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other direction for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And small push. Push, turn, and push. Turn. Push, turn, and push. 2 more. Palm faces back, shoulder goes ear and hip. 3 more. Shoulder mechanics. And now forward and back. And shoulder clock. And a 4, 3, 2, and 1, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Sounds like popcorn. When you need it, your body lets you know, and it feels so good to do those exercises. Now, Go back to your candle. It's like a little dance. You're trying to get as much length here as possible while still pulling the ribs down as you exhale to switch on your core. This is not going to fix your neck. You've got to try and get everything down into the floor. Okay, second layer, arms out to the sides. So for this one, I think it's useful to watch from the side. From here, it's a shoulder mechanic that we would use with the OOV, which is a tool we're not integrating in today's class. I want this accessible to people who have no tools and no apparatus. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, bend the elbows towards your hips, keeping your hands on the floor as much as you can. Inhale, reach it back out. And exhale. You're tracking all of this, these joints. There's a joint here, your sternoclavicular joint, and I'm not going to name them all. But you're getting traction there, and this is so important for neck pain. Okay, so from here, we go back to candle again. Candle is your safety point. That's where you go to as much as possible for neck pain is the candle stretch. Okay, so the last thing, two things that I want to talk about today are standing candle and more traction work that you can use with a couple of little tools that are quite accessible. So the first tools I want to talk about could be racket balls or squash balls. So basically, raid your dad, your husband's, or your boyfriend's, or your brother's gym bag. Look for a couple squash balls or racket balls. They're very accessible. You want them because they bounce. They have a squish to them, but they're still rigid. Stand with your feet tight, 60% body weight through the balls of your feet. Try not to sit back on your heels. You don't want to lift up off your heels either. You just want to stay ready to fall forward. The widest part of our foot is the ball of the foot. We were built to run away from a predator. We need to get ready to move forward in life, not move back in life. And a lot of the times we sit too far back. We have to be more upright. So you take the balls in your hands, make sure they're not in your fingers, they're in your palms. Wrap your hands around them and squeeze them hard, holding them. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, squeeze the balls. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze. One more. That's all it takes. Get rid of your balls. And now we're going to do candle here. Breathe in, up to your candle as you begin. Moving on, arm sweep, last exercise. Inhale up, exhale down. You're tracking your shoulder blades. You're tracking your collarbone. And that is your neck release home workout, courtesy of Boditree Pilates and Healing. Want to learn more? Check out the rest of our library. We've got classes for every kind of pain you could possibly have, and we hope to help you manage it, eliminate it, and move forward in life. Thank you for joining us.